Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Show. This is Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. If you're a first-time listener, thanks for stopping by. I am your host, Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. As always, on this beautiful day, I have my good friend and my good pal. He is Mr. Al Connickson. Al, how are you doing today?
You know what, Josh? I'm doing very well. How about yourself?
I can't do any better. It's just such a great day, such a great market, and great opportunities with stocks that we're seeing with all the volatility we've had this week. I'm excited to talk about it. So let's do that. Before we do that, our sponsor, Online Trading Academy, teaching people just like you for over 25 years how to trade and invest in the markets, whether it's stocks, options, futures, Forex. If you're looking for more income strategies or retirement plans, retirement strategies like 401k strategies and IRA strategies, we have the content for you. So, Al, we had some great volatility this week, but there's obviously a lot of stuff going on in the markets, which is moving these markets very well. And sometimes people think these markets moving quickly is a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing when you have a proven strategy that's designed to follow the institutions, because we talk about this every single week. We know that the banks, the institutions, they move the markets. It's the big money that does that. We call it the elephants in the room, the J.P. Morgans, the Goldman Sachs, the Merrill Lynches of the world, the Buffetts of the world. So we need a strategy as the public to do the same things that they're doing. I was actually teaching a class recently. We talked a lot about that. We talked a lot about why the public typically struggles with their 401ks, IRAs, especially right now. I mean, if you have a 401k right now, you're probably not feeling very good. We're seeing more and more people want to take more action and trade like those institutions and not against them. Let's break that down today. How do you help people trade with the banks and not against them?
Well, and that is the most important thing. I think a lot of people go into this just knowing that they can open an account, knowing that the market is available to them. And I think what's happened is that what I'm going to call a toss and stick kind of a strategy that people use.
What was your other one before?
Well, there were a bunch of them that just kind of pop into my head every once in a while. But by toss and stick, I mean people just throw money at the market, at maybe mutual funds or exchange-traded funds or the well-known stocks, just assuming that they're going to go up. And, and that worked for a while. But when you have the Fed giving trillions of dollars into the economy, putting trillions of dollars into the economy, creating liquidity, keeping interest rates at zero, almost everything is going to go up. If you weren't doing well during that kind of environment, maybe your strategy wasn't the right strategy for you. But things have changed, and the Fed is now doing exactly the opposite. And we're seeing, I probably get, 20 or 30 or 40 emails every day from different financial sources giving their opinions on what's going to happen. The market's going to go up. We're going to have a great year-end rally. The market's going to go down. We've got another 25% to go. These are all people's opinions, and unfortunately, that's what the public, for the most part, that's what they rely on. They listen to somebody else's opinion, which I think I mentioned last week is just a guess. That's their guess as to what's going to happen. So basically, you're basing your financial security on a guess, not on facts. And what is factually important is the movement of price. If you want to profit from an investment, if you put money into something, you buy, let's just say it's a stock, it has to go up in value for you to profit. So that movement of price in an upward direction is important to you. And being able to identify when that is going to happen is extremely important. You can have the best company in the world, but it can be so highly priced that it's not a good investment. So when is it a good investment? It's when price pulls back a bit, when Warren Buffett says he's looking for companies that are in the bargain basement, good companies that have been decimated for one reason or another. And this year we're seeing that. If you look at the markets this year, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, the Russell, they're all down for the year. They were all in bear market territory for a while. So most people have seen their portfolios go down maybe somewhere between 20 and 30 or 40% this year because that strategy that they used before that Wall Street really kind of pushes on them, that just hasn't been working. So here's the key is when you know how and why markets and asset prices move, who's making the price moves and when they're going to do it, that gives you the ability to have high quality, high profit opportunities that increase the odds of the asset price moving in your favor. And if you're not using a strategy that with a high degree of accuracy can identify those price movements, that price activity, then basically you're gambling, you're guessing, and you're hoping, and those are not strategies that will work for you long term. Here's a gentleman who was an executive at J.P. Morgan. His name is Chris Kleik. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize if I didn't. And this is a quote from him. As human beings, we are terribly wired as investors. We need to create systems to save ourselves from ourselves, end of quote. Well, what he just described is our core strategy. It is an investment strategy that's designed to save you from yourself. And one of the ways it does that is it controls the emotions you have as a human being. He mentioned that we're terribly wired as investors. It's because we're wired as human beings, and that creates a problem for investors. So you have to control that by using a strategy that just concentrates on what factually impacts prices on a regular, reliable basis, but also does so in a way where you can identify something not based on your emotional input, but on factual inputs. And that's part of a plan. It's a step-by-step, rules-based process that makes this objective and really takes the thinking and the fear and the greed out of your trading decisions.
Yeah, I like how you brought that back, because I kind of kicked the show off here as trading with the banks, the institutions, and not against them. And that's why our strategy here at Online Trading Academy, we have a strategy that developed for over 25 years, continues to follow the market. It's not an old strategy. It's not something you can find in a book, because those things don't work. YouTube, all that garbage that's out there. It's a strategy that follows the markets, what's happening currently now, but also how the institutions are trading and investing with simple steps and simple rules to follow. So if you can follow steps within a plan, if you can follow a GPS, hopefully you can follow a trading strategy, but you have to have the discipline to do that. And that's some of the things that we're looking for here at the Academy, is people that are disciplined, coachable, willing to learn it, and then all you have to do is be decisive. And when you have the step-by-step plan, you really take the emotions out of trading and investing. Al talked about being wired naturally to not be a very good investor. Well, that's because you haven't been trained on how to do it correctly and confidently. We have investing classes that we teach here local at our academies, and these are physical classes, hands-on classes to see how these markets work, how to trade like the institutions, not against them, but really introducing you to our core strategy, which is designed to teach you to make smart investing decisions with steps and simple rules to follow. I'm going to give you a phone number to call for 2 seats for this class. We've been having some people asking for a phone number lately, so we're going to give you a phone number to call here for 2 seats. So get your phones ready. If you're driving, you might want to pull over. Call right now. Call 888-682-6466 for 2 seats for an investing class and an insider's kit that will help you get started right away. Call 888-682-6466 for 2 seats, or you can text the word investing to the number 210-210. Lots more to cover here today, Al. We're going to talk about income strategies, wealth strategies. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. I didn't even... at least I recorded it.